I'm Jason Robinhood, and these are the stocks of the day for Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. Okay, so it is currently 3:20 p.m. here in Las Vegas, Wednesday, January 19th, 2022, and we're going to go over the stocks of the day. Another red day in the market today. The Dow Jones was down 339 points. The S&P 500 was down 44 points. The Nasdaq 100 was down 166 points. The Russell 2K was down 33 points. The VIX is currently trading at a 23 handle. That's plus 4 percentage points from yesterday. And the 10-year is currently trading at 1.854. So another red day for all four indexes in the stock market today. But we did find some stocks that did outperform and that were green today. In this series, we go over the best performing stocks, about 4 or 5 stocks from each index. And if we could find any great outperforming stocks outside of each index. We did find one stock outside of the indexes. We found SBEV. Splash Beverage. You can see this stock was up 21% during the trading day. It gave back 3% in the after hours market. But it's up 8% the past year. In the past 5 years, this stock is up 120%. This stock is still considered a penny stock. Anything under $5 is considered a penny stock. But if you could pay attention to this stock is up 120% in the past week. So you may have missed the move, but you probably want to keep an eye on it, because if it goes up another 120% by next week, you're going to say you wanted to buy. But just keep an eye on it. You may have missed it already. I did buy 7 shares. I'm up about 21% on this stock. So it's a stock to keep an eye on if you are a day trader. But now we're going to go into the 4 indexes. First index we're going to go through is the Dow Jones. As I mentioned, the Dow Jones was down 339 points. The Dow Jones currently trades at 35,028. So we have to keep an eye on that 35,000 mark. Obviously, the next 28 points, next 29 points, if we go negative on the Dow Jones, we'll be trading at a 34,000 mark. But we did find 5 stocks in the Dow Jones that was actually positive, even though the Dow Jones was negative today. The first stock is Procter & Gamble. You can see Procter & Gamble was up 4 percentage points, up 4% today. That's interesting. For the past year, Procter & Gamble was up 19%, so it is outperforming the Dow Jones. I think the Dow Jones is around 17%, so Procter & Gamble is outperforming the Dow Jones. And for the past 5 years, a nice looking chart, up 92%. That's a pretty strong, over 15% each year. That's a good return for, is that plus 15%? I think that's just about 15%. A little more than 15%. But that's a good trade if you're looking for a Dow Jones company. This stock also pays a 2% dividend. So if you're a long-term investor, obviously Procter & Gamble is a stock you'd probably be looking at. Next stock for the Dow Jones, we found Walmart traded good today. Okay. Walmart was up 1% today, as you can see. It's currently trading at $143. For the past year, let's see where Walmart trades at. Walmart is actually down with the Dow, so it's underperforming the Dow Jones in the past year. For the past 5 years, it's actually outperformed Procter & Gamble. That's interesting. As you can see, the last, maybe since 2020, the high was about in 2020, about 2 years ago, 151. So that's a number you want to keep an eye on if you're looking at Walmart this year, that 151 number. And it does pay a 1.5% dividend, Walmart. The next stock that we found today was UNH, United Health. As you can see, United Health was up almost 1% today. That's a good move. United Health is the largest component of the Dow Jones, as the Dow Jones is price weighted. And with United Health trading at $465, United Health is the largest component of the Dow Jones. And for the past year, as you can see, United Health is up 30%, almost basically doubling the Dow Jones, right? That's a pretty strong move for a healthcare stock. And for the past 5 years, this stock is going basically parabolic. Almost 200% in the past 5 years. This is a very, very, very strong chart. And it pays a dividend. It pays a 1.19% dividend. That's not a bad move if you're looking for a healthcare stock in the Dow Jones. And also, once again, United Health is the largest component of the Dow Jones, as the Dow Jones is price weighted. The next stock we found that was positive today was Microsoft. Microsoft had news yesterday that they were proposing to acquire Activision Blizzard. The stock sold off yesterday, but it actually added almost 1%, a little more than 1/4% today. For the past year, Microsoft is up 41%, almost 42%. You can see this number around here, that 343 number, it seems to have problems with, right? You can see around here also that 343 number. You want to keep an eye on that number this year if you are looking to buy Microsoft. But for the past 5 years, wow, this stock is almost up 400%. That's a very, very, very strong chart for a technology company for the past 5 years. I mean, this stock is not almost 100%, but this stock is giving you pretty close to, 70% year over year, right? That's a pretty strong move for 5 years. And it pays almost a dividend, almost pays 1% of a dividend. And the last stock we're going to check out for the Dow Jones, as the Dow Jones didn't have too many positive stocks today, but was Coca-Cola. As you can see, Coca-Cola was up 0.16%. Not the strongest move, but all the other components of the Dow Jones was basically down. But Coca-Cola was up today. Coca-Cola is up 25% in the past year, which means it is outperforming the Dow Jones by almost 10%. You could say it's outperforming. I think it was 17% for the Dow Jones. So we'll just say Coca-Cola is outperforming the Dow Jones by 10%. That's interesting. But for the past 5 years, Coca-Cola is only up about 50%. I don't think that's a bad move for Coca-Cola, right? That's basically clearly averaging about 10% per year. That's a pretty good move for Coca-Cola. And it pays almost a 3% dividend. So that's not bad. You can see it had a extreme drop down here in March 2020. But since then, the chart is pretty steady. It gives you just about a 10% gain return per year and a 3% dividend. That's a very blue collar kind of a stock, right? That's not a bad stock at all. So those were the 5 stocks in the Dow Jones. As I mentioned, the Dow Jones was down 339 points. It is currently trading at 35,028. We want to keep an eye on that 35,000 mark. Next stocks we're going to go over are 5 stocks from the S&P 500. The S&P 500 was down 44 points today. It currently trades at 4,532. The first best performance stock in the S&P 500 today was Take-Two. It's a video game maker. As I mentioned, Microsoft made they proposed to acquire Activision Blizzard yesterday, so you can see a lot of moves in the gaming sector today. This stock was up 6%, a very, very strong move in a red market today. For Take-Two, for the past week, it's up 4%, but it's still down 6%. And for the year, it's down 16%. I don't know if people are thinking that maybe someone's going to acquire Take-Two, or maybe Take-Two is going to have to do some acquiring. But this stock is down a lot. It's down 17% the past year. That's interesting. But wow, this stock is actually still up 217% the past 5 years. So this is a pretty strong chart. If you're looking to buy this number, the number was around 145. That's the low. It seems like it doesn't break that. If you're looking to get into this stock, I would say 175, 170. It seems like there's resistance around this 183 mark. You see there's a top here, 186 here, 186 here, and around 186. So the next $20 is an interesting chart if you want to keep an eye on Take-Two. It is up for the long term over 217% the past 5 years, but it does not pay a dividend. Next stock for the best performance stocks in the S&P 500, we're going to go with ticker symbol NEM. Newmont. As you can see, Newmont was up 6% today. That's interesting. A very strong move in a red market. Newmont is up 4% in the past year. I believe the S&P 500 was up, I think, 25% last year. I know it was at least 20% last year. So Newmont is underperforming the S&P 500. But Newmont, the past 5 years, this is a pretty strong move. 82%. You can see there was a lot of resistance here. Why isn't my chart coming up? There we go. From $39 in 2020, it's basically going in a straight line to 64. There's a top around here last year around May. So kind of around this time last year, you can see around February, it started to go up from 54 all the way up to 73. So you want to keep an eye on this chart around 73. And you want to keep an eye on this stock the next 5 months. You want to see what happens after that May 21st date. If it could break that $73, can't say the sky's the limit, but it'll break past 5 years high. So you want to keep an eye on this stock the next $10 for the most part. And it does pay almost a 4% dividend. That's a very, very strong very strong dividend stock for a stock that has returned 82% the past 5 years. So that's interesting. As you can see, it is on one of my watch lists, so I probably should have added this stock to my portfolio sooner. I'll keep an eye on the stock. I definitely want to keep an eye on the stock the next 6 percentage points. Next stock we're going to look up for S&P 500 is STXS. STXS. As you can see, this stock was up a little more than 3%. It did not give back any of that in the after hours. Wow, this stock is down 20%, almost 21% the past year. Past 5 years, it's up 43%. That's an interesting move. Something happened around December, about basically a month ago, around 7. It was down 40%. Wow. But I mean, if you look at the last month trade, it's up 27%. It's up 27%. So that's interesting. It seemed like it may have bottomed out last month around $80 because now it's up $24 since then. So you probably want to keep an eye on this stock. There's clearly a lot of momentum in this stock. I don't know what that's coming from and where's it going. You can see around 113, it kind of has a problem around here, right? You can see when it hits those 112. So the next $10 you want to keep an eye on. If it can break those next $10, this stock can clearly go to like 140. That's a very strong move. So this stock has almost like a 40% upside if you want to keep an eye on this stock, according to the charts. And it pays almost a 2% dividend. That's interesting. But a pretty strong move, up 27%. Maybe if you're a trader, maybe even if you're a long-term investor, you want to keep an eye on this stock because this stock clearly has a lot of momentum in a market that's not doing so well. If you're looking for a stock that's almost up 30% in a month in the S&P 500, that's interesting. You want to keep an eye on that stock this year. Next stock is for the S&P 500 best performance stocks is ticker symbol SEE, sealed air. Ticker symbol SEE, sealed air was up a little more than 3% today. Let's see what's happening with this stock. Wow, this stock is up 53% the past year. This stock has not given back almost anything, right? You can see here there was, excuse me. You can see there's there was some resistance here at 61, right? That's when it hit. It gave back that for about a month. It went back down to 55, and then from 55, from September 30th all the way to November 15th, it just ran up, and now it's above that number. So this is a very strong looking chart. It's up my God, this chart has gone basically in a straight line. Look at this. Since March 27, 2020, this stock was at $24. It's at $68 and almost no resistance. I'm gonna have to add this to my watch list. I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but this stock is moving heavy, and it pays a 1% dividend. So I actually may add a share or two to this tomorrow, right? We're gonna keep an eye on this stock the next $7. Obviously, I want to get into the stock way before it hits $75. Because if it hits $75, this stock is probably going in a straight line to 100. But I'm gonna keep this on my watch list. If it makes this list again, it will definitely be added to my portfolio. We'll keep an eye on C. Next stock is ticker symbol for the best performance stocks in the S&P 500 is ticker symbol ABMD. ABMD. As you can see, this stock was up a little more than 3% today. It did not give back any of that in the after hours market. That's always a good sign, but this chart is disgusting. It's down 9%. You can see something happened here around April. It was 351 and it basically fell on a straight. Oh my, can you imagine? Can you imagine? It went from to 262. Ugh, this is an ugly chart. Somehow this chart is still up 163% the past 5 years. This chart came down from 108. Oh, that's interesting. So it's a pretty strong mover about 5 years ago. I'm not going to be looking at this chart too much. I mean, it's still down 5% for the past week. So it's probably not a stock that I'm going to be paying too much attention to. So those were 5 of the best performance stocks in the S&P 500 today. As I mentioned, the S&P 500 was down 44 points, and it currently trades at 4,532. Obviously, you want to keep an eye on that 4,500 mark. If we lose another 32 points tomorrow, we could be down to 4,400. Some bulls have on the year has the S&P going up to 5,100. So you want to keep an eye on the S&P for the next 400 or 500 points, obviously. Next stocks we're going to go over are for the Nasdaq 100. As I mentioned, the Nasdaq 100 was down 166 points today. It currently trades at 14,340. But we did find 5 stocks in the Nasdaq 100 that was positive today. First stock is Peloton. As you can see, Peloton was up a little more than 5% today. I feel like this chart has been on for the past week. It's still actually down almost 10%. Oh my God, I think this is the ugliest chart we've seen today. This stock is down 80% in the past year. Oh my God, can you imagine? But somehow it's still up 14% in the past 5 years. So if you bought this stock when it first IPO'd around $19, you're probably still positive. Probably not a chart that I'm going to be adding to my portfolio, especially with it being down 8% in the past week and still down 25% for the past month. So not a chart for me. Next stock we're going to go with is PDD. Let me see. Pinduoduo. Well, Pinduoduo actually did pretty good. As you can see, Pinduoduo was up a little more than 4% today. Pinduoduo, wow, this is another ugly chart. What's going on with the Nasdaq? This Pinduoduo is actually down 61% the past year. Not a chart for me. But it's somehow up 160% in the past 5 years. Something looks like it may have bottomed out. Like this number right here around January 6th, right? $48. It seems like it just hit the bottom and it's going maybe even in a straight line back up. So you want to keep an eye on that $48. That's almost $20 from here. But because Pinduoduo in the past month is up 14% and it's up 10% in the past week. So you want to keep an eye on this. Maybe if you're a day trader, this is probably a stock that should probably be on your watch list tomorrow, especially with it being up 5% in a negative day. Next stock we're going to go over for the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100 is ticker symbol PANW, Palo Alto Networks. As you can see, Palo Alto Networks was up a little more than 3% today. Wow, this stock, Palo Alto Networks is up 41% for the past year. A very strong chart. You can see it jumped basically in a straight line from August 18th to August 27th, just basically in a straight line. this stock hasn't given back too much in the past year. The Nasdaq 100 was up, I think maybe 15%. Nasdaq 100 wasn't up too much last year. So Palo Alto Networks is outperforming the Nasdaq. We could say almost three times, but at least by twice. And for the past 5 years, Palo Alto Networks is up almost 300%. This is a very strong chart over the long term. It does not pay a dividend, unfortunately, but a very strong chart for the past 5 years. Obviously, if you want to hold this stock for the next 5 years, you look for another 300, almost 300% move. That's a interesting chart for a long-term investor. Next stocks for best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100, we found EA. As we mentioned, we saw that Take-Two was the best performing stock in the S&P 500, and EA is one of the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100. EA was up a little more than 2% today, but for the past year, it's down 1%. Kind of a very choppy looking chart. And for the past 5 years, it's up 71%. You can see, for some unknown reason, there's a number right here, 147. Let me see, 147, 146 right there. 146. That 146 number, it seems like even back here, right? Like this is 2008 and 2018, 147. So the next $10 in EA are basically vital. Can it get past that number? Obviously, you saw in 2008, for some reason, when it hit 148, it basically went down literally in a straight line from 148 to $78. So this is a chart you want to keep an eye on this year. See if it could break that 147 mark. If it can, it has clearly a lot of room and a lot of momentum in it, a lot of room to run. But if it doesn't, if it hits that 147 mark and starts selling off, be prepared for this stock to be cut almost in half. Next stock for the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100 is Lucid. Lucid was up a little more than 2%. You can see it gave back almost 1% in the after hours market. Man, this stock was up. It was up almost 6%, almost 8%. And it's sold off ever since then. So this is probably not one of the best performance stocks actually today. Lucid is actually still up 119% the past year and up almost 300% the past 5 years. Lucid does not pay a dividend. Let's see what happened in the last week. Lucid is actually still down 14% in the past week. So that's an interesting move, especially when it was up almost 7%, almost 8%, and it just sold off for the whole day. Yeah, that's it. Not one of the best performing stocks. And the last stock we're going to look at for the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100 is ticker symbol PLTR, Palantir Technologies. Hold on, what? How did that happen? No, that's completely embarrassing. Not Palantir. We're going to get that chart from CGen. As you can see, CGen, I don't know where I got Palantir from. That was embarrassing. Sorry, Palantir. CGen was actually performed better, and CGen was up almost 2%, 1.73% today. Oh my God, this chart. We've had some really ugly looking charts in the market today. This is just, I can't say this is the worst chart that we've seen because we saw a chart down 80%, but this chart in the last few months is just, it's just disgusting. Oh my God, it's just basically in a straight line. Right? I mean, it was at 190, right? One day, November 5th, and like November 10th, it was 177. November 11th, right? From 177th at November 11th, right? All the way down to, 144, December 11th. Oh my God. And then if you see, it goes basically to 133. This chart has gone down. But it's still up 126% in the past 5 years. That's interesting. Obviously, the number that this stock has a problem is around 200. You want to keep an eye on that number, 132. It's trading at 132 now, but it does not pay a dividend. But the next $72, obviously, that 70? $68 in this chart is really important if you want to trade this stock, or even if you're a long-term investor. So those were 5 stocks. Those were 5 of the best performing stocks in the Nasdaq 100 today. As I mentioned, the Nasdaq 100 was down 166 points. It currently trades at 14,340. Obviously, we want to keep an eye on the next 340 points and the Nasdaq 100. Obviously, a couple of more days like this, the Nasdaq 100 could be trading all the way down to the 13,000s. Hopefully, we can get some green momentum, some good trading momentum, and the Nasdaq 100 could head back up to 15,000. I believe the Nasdaq 100 is trading lows back to October of last year. So 3-month lows in the Nasdaq 100. You want to keep an eye on that for the year. Next 5 stocks, and the last 5 stocks we're going to go over in this video is for the Russell 2K. As I mentioned, the Russell 2K was down 33 points today. It currently trades at 2,062 points. Or 2,062. The first stock that we found that performed well in the Russell 2K was ticker symbol AURA. Wow, look at this stock. Wow, this stock went parabolic today, right? A very red market, but this stock was up 20% today. Let me see what's happening. It's up 21% for the past week. That's interesting. And for the past month, this stock has a lot of momentum. It's up 27%, 38% the past 3 months. So this stock is averaging over like almost 12% the past 3 months, right? Almost 13% in the past 3 months. I'm gonna have to add this to my we're gonna have to watch this. We're gonna have to watch this too, because 19%, that's a very strong move. I may end up buying this stock tomorrow. Probably, I'm not gonna wish I would have jumped in today. It would have been nice to have jumped in today at around this price right here when it was up 10%, and then it jumped another 10%. But I'm gonna keep this stock on my watch list. I like that move. It hasn't really given back too much in the past year, so we'll keep an eye on this stock AURA. If it, I'm telling you right now, if it goes up 19% tomorrow, I will definitely add this stock to my portfolio. We'll keep an eye on it. It did not give back any of that percent in the after hours market, and you can see only for the week it's only up 21%. So there's clearly a lot of more move in this stock that can happen. I'm gonna jump in this pretty early if given an opportunity. Next stock is and for the best performance stocks in the Russell 2K was ticker symbol HL. Let me see. HL. Wow, this is wow, look at this. Look at this stock. This stock was a penny. No, it wasn't a penny stock. It was always. It's gone past penny stock movement. It was up over 12% today. For the past week, it's up over 12%. For the past month, it's up 19%. For the past 3 months, it's up 2%. And for the past year, only up 6%. That's an interesting move. When it hit that 928 in June of last year, it's basically gone straight down. It's down 4% in the past 5 years, so probably not the greatest trade of all time. But I want to keep an eye on this. It's up 12% today. I want to see what that is. Maybe there's something we could gain tomorrow. Excuse me. I'll keep an eye on this stock. Up 12%, maybe if it's a trade. And you can see it almost gained almost 2% in the after hours market. So that's a good move. You know, maybe we could pick up another 5% tomorrow if given the opportunity. Next stock we're gonna look up for the best performance stocks in the Russell 2K was Gato, ticker symbol GATO. You can see Gato kind of traded like HL, kind of similar, but it did give back in the after hours market, so that's not too good. It's up 7% in the past week. In the past month, over 12%. I would say HL is probably a better, this HL, this kind of trades kind of like HL. I mean, it's up 60% in the past 5 years. That's over 10% the past 5 years. So not a bad trade. I'm probably just going to look more for HL if I'm going to choose between those two. There's no reason to have both of them if HL is outperforming to that degree. But the next stock we're going to look at for the best performance stocks in the Russell 2K is ticker symbol BOLT. BOLT. As you can see, this stock was up almost 11% today. It didn't give back any of that in the after hours market. That's always a good sign. For the past week, it's up 6%. Oh my God, look at just this is probably the ugliest chart we've seen. Down 84%, almost 85% in the past 5 years. I mean, the past year, excuse me. That was in a year. Oh my goodness. This chart has gone basically straight down. It's down 84% in the past 5 years. Somehow it was up 10% today. So I mean, if we looked at this chart yesterday, it was down like 95%, right? So let's just get out of here from here. We don't waste too much time with that one. Next stock for the best performance stocks in the S&P in the Russell 2K was ticker symbol FPOF. X Potential Fitness. What is this about? Wow, this is an interesting move. This stock was up almost 11% today. For the week, it's actually down 10%. So this stock was down almost 25% like yesterday, right? For the past month, it's down 20%. Wow. For the past 3 months, it's down 6%. But for the past year, it's up 34%. This is an interesting chart. Probably not a buy at this point. We're going to keep an eye on this stock. But maybe a fitness stock if you're looking for such of a stock. It is still down 9% for the past week. And the last stock we're going to go over for the stocks of the day for Wednesday, January 19th, 2022 is ticker symbol CSPR. Casper Sleep. Holy, what? Oh my God. This is probably one of the best. I think this is the best, not the best chart, but I think this is the best in the stock market today, right? Up 21%. I think SBEV did better than this, but these two charts were pretty similar. But you got to pay attention to the after hours market. I mean, this stock actually gained more in the after hours market than it did during the trading markets. You want to keep an eye on that. It's actually still down 1%. So yesterday's stock was down like 22%. It's still down 4% for the past month, but it's up 42% for the past 3 months. You say 42%? But for the past year, it's down 8%, and for the past 5 years, it's down 56%. That's disgusting. That's actually disgusting. But I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably wanted to get into the stock yesterday. I don't know what happened. Clearly, there was some news that came out for Casper Sleep that had this stock going basically parabolic today. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are wondering, did they miss the move? I wouldn't say you missed the move. It's probably not a trade I'm going to make, but I would say one really good sign if you are thinking about buying this stock is that you have to look at the after hours market move. And obviously, there's less trading in the after hours market, but it's always a good sign for a stock to gain in the after hours market. Obviously, if it gains more in the after hours market than it did during the trading session, doesn't really, because there's less trading, doesn't mean that momentum is going to carry through. But I would rather have a stock gain more in the after hours market than give back the gains that it had during the day, right? So Casper Sleep, probably you want to keep an eye on it. Maybe if you're a day trader, maybe if you just want to buy this stock tomorrow, I would, obviously the stock you probably want to look at tomorrow specifically. So those were a little more than 20 stocks for the stocks of the day for Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. As I mentioned, all four indexes were negative on the day. The Dow Jones was down 339 points. The S&P 500 was down 44 points. The Nasdaq 100 was down 166 points. And the Russell 2K was down 33 points. But we did happen to find 5 outperformers from each index that were green today. That does not mean only 5 stocks in each index were green. We just found the best performance stocks for each index. I'm Jason Robinhood. Did you discover any new stocks in this video? Do you have any great performance stocks in your portfolio that you would like to recommend to myself or the other viewers of this video? I'm Jason Robinhood. Stay long in the stock market. Thank you for watching.